All right, Ryan, we are getting close to game time out here. These Kubota tractors are out here just cleaning up the turf for us, making the conditions absolutely ideal. Our lights are about to start coming on. We are going to light up this stadium. Saxophone center stage. Looks like we already got a pretty packed house. Ryan, this is going to be some night.
Yeah, Kian, one thing to remind, you're going to have two young lads working their way through the crowd, offering to give you wristbands. You have to take them and put them on for the halftime show. So if they ask you for a wristband, make sure you get one from them, and we'll get everybody lit up for halftime show.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you look to those scoreboards, we have the countdown to the first horse. Pre-show will start at 15. First horse in at 8:30. Ryan and I will be back with some information as we build up to the event tonight. Let you know what's happening, how it works, how the scoring is. Major League Show Jumping, Stage 3, starts in 23 minutes and 23 seconds.
Don't say say But I want you to get nude. Don't say that's rude. Just get want to get naked, y'all.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to also recognize this fantastic Kubota ring crew. They've been absolutely on fire all week, working 20-hour days pretty much for the last 3 weeks to prepare for tonight. And your class here, Major League Show Jumping, returns to Canada. This is leg 3. They were already over on the West Coast to start things off earlier in the year at Thunderbird, and they just got back from Traverse City in Michigan. This is leg 3 here at Angelstone. It's going to be absolutely electric tonight. And I got to tell you, the louder you cheer, the higher these horses jump. So please cheer on our horses. The louder you get, it's going to be exciting in here. We're going to blow the roof off this place tonight. Major League Show jumping, a 5-star level in 20 minutes time.
And ladies and gentlemen, let's put your hands together for our saxophone player, center stage, getting us warmed up tonight. Thank you so much, sir.
You're hearing the sounds of bongos and B. They're absolutely incredible. It is nighttime for sure. We own the night here at Angelstone, and we're happy you're here with us. We are about set to get these lights fired up right now. It's time to shed some light on this picture and this beautiful ring. And we're about set to go soon.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are in this stadium, we have 2 video boards, one center stage. We also have one over by the judges. Throughout the night, this video board is going to give you all the information you need to know exactly how this competition works. We have some videos coming up to explain it, and don't worry, Ryan and I are going to be here all night. We're going to walk you through it, let you know what's going on, let you know how it goes. 8 teams are competing tonight. 8 teams, round 1. It's basically an elimination. 4 teams will go on, 4 teams will be out. You'll see when these boards come up, you'll see a cut line. All you have to do is stay above the cut line and you advance. There are 3 rounds. Each round you start from scratch. So it doesn't matter if you qualify 4th or 1st in round 1, you move on, you start from scratch. In round 2, you're going to see there are 4 teams. The top 2 teams will move on to the gold medal match, the bottom 2 for the bronze medal match. We're going to walk you through the whole way. We've got some great videos coming up to explain how it works. We are here to entertain you tonight. Let us entertain you. Our team is walking around right now. They will get to all of you distributing wristbands. Please put them on. You guys are all part of the halftime show tonight. It's very important that you put them on. They're walking around. They're going to get to all of you. Please, please, please put those on. And we are 1 minute away from our pre-show kicking off.
It's not the same. I never thought you would go. It's not the same. It's not the same. Yes, I hear a voice in my
And at this time, we'd like to turn it over to the folks at Major League Show Jumping for welcome you to the stadium.
Welcome to Toronto, a dynamic city of soaring skyscrapers, green spaces, and of course the iconic CN Tower, all set on the shores of Lake Ontario. We come here this week for the third leg of the Major League show jumping season and our second stop in Canada. Some of the world's very best riders and horses will be competing this week at Angelstone tournaments following the success of last year's event, which was the first time ever that 5-star show jumping had taken place in Ontario. The team competition is absolutely hotting up. Team Helios lead the way, but Spy Coast Spies are hot on their heels. And of course, last year's season champions cannot be discounted either, Eye Candy. Team Helios, of course, took those 2 back-to-back wins with a completely different lineup, very, very impressively showing the depth of their squad. The competitions this week will be taking place under lights at Angelstone, which of course creates quite a different atmosphere for both the individual and the team competitors, and of course a very different environment for the equine stars. We'll be bringing you all of this action live across the weekend. The team competition is just a few moments away. Watch it all live on MLSJ TV.
The beauty, power, and elegance of warm blood horses is no accident. A history of carefully crafted breeding practices that walk the delicate line of art and science has created a horse that is as strong as it is graceful, so that it may successfully compete at the most elite level in equine sports. Breeders can access an American Stallion station that provides both fresh chilled and frozen semen options with full transparency on semen quality. Set on 800 acres of Lexington, Kentucky bluegrass, Spy Coast Farm is revolutionizing the breeding practices of warm blood horses. World-renowned stallions with proven bloodlines that have successfully competed at the top level of international Grand Prix sport are collected by a resident veterinarian and processed promptly for shipment to a domestic breeder for a timely insemination of their ovulating mare. The experts at Spy Coast Farm are determined to improve your U.S. breeding options by taking the guesswork out of semen quality.
Life, like work, is always in progress. You'll never really run out of things to do. It means you'll always have something new to learn. You might even discover something better. Sure, it can be hard, but you gotta be tough, like your Kubota. Because as long as you power through, you'll keep on moving forward. Kubota, for Earth, for life.
Spy Coast Spies are the team sitting in second place in the overall season standings, but it's a hard-fought battle at the top of the tree. They are currently, as I say, in second place with just 4 points behind Team Helios, and they've had 2 second places already this season. Tanner, do you think you can make it a win here in Toronto?
Definitely, we have some very strong competitors coming out for our team. We're not completely sure the team is, but Tommy here, it'll be his first time coming out for us, and he's bringing out his best horse anyway. We came here prepared, came here to get a revenge on Team Helios, and, I think we're more than ready to give it a go. So.
And it's quite an important stage of the season. It's really important to get those good results at this early stage. Thomas, are you excited to be competing now for the team?
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. It's my first time, and we have a great team. Tanner, Lacey, Margie, Shane, that is in Europe now. So I'm really happy to join the team, and I'm gonna try to do my best.
Tell us a little bit about the horse that you have here this week.
I'm gonna ride Cardora. That is the mare that I always jump. I did the 5-star in Michigan. She was super, and we are really confident to come here and try to help the team to do well, no?
And of course, Team Helios in that draw party competition were actually in last place, so they'll be first to go. Do you think that gives you a bit of an advantage?
You know, I never really think too much about that. At the end of the day, you go in the ring and you have your own game plan, and you go in and jump the jumps, try to go clear. But yeah, maybe it does a bit if time comes into play there. But yeah, we'll have to see. Also, they go in first. They could set the tone for all the other riders. So if they go in and lay it down, they're all clear and quick, then that puts the pressure on us to match them. So.
Just touching on what Thomas was saying there as well, you know, it's a really fantastic lineup in the team, and it's a really, really good mix of both established talent, you know, riders like Margie and Shane, but, you know, younger riders like yourself. Must be pretty special for you to compete alongside some of these competitors who maybe you looked up to in the past.
Yeah, no, it's great. I mean, I've worked for Shane for 2 years now, and so obviously I look up to him a ton, and Margie I've watched since I first began riding, and you know, I'm young and I'm learning, but it's awesome to be, they're fierce competitors, and it's awesome to learn from them and to be able to jump alongside them, and them being on the side, just giving you that extra confidence when you go in the ring is always great.
Well, as one final question, Thomas, who do you think is your biggest competitors as a team in this team competition this week?
Oh, for sure, they are all amazing horses, amazing riders, and it's gonna be tough to win. So, but we're ready. We'll see what tomorrow brings.
Well, we wish you the best of luck in this competition and for the overall season.
And we are back right now to the stadium. And
there are 8 teams competing in round 1, and the order is decided by a draw. The ideal position, pole position, is to go last. There are 3 riders per team in round 1. Every round of the 3 riders counts towards the team total, in this case faults and time, and a combined score of all 3 for the final team score. The rankings are decided by faults first and foremost. If you drop below the cut line, you're out. Stay above the cut line and you're on to round 2 as part of the top 4. 4 in, 4 out. It's this simple for round 1. Go fast, no rails, stay above the cut line, and you're into round 2.
And we are back to the
well,
stadium
welcome
right
to
now.
Angelstone Tournaments, everybody, for this 3rd leg of Major League Show Jumping. We've got a fantastic team competition for you tonight. These teams have been battling it out over 2 legs already. Now they come forward here for this 3rd leg near to Toronto. Team Helios are our season leaders, with those fantastic back-to-back wins with 2 different lineups, so they are certainly ones to watch. They're actually going to be first out tonight, as they were the last place team in that drawn order party the other night. But we're taking place with this competition under lights tonight, which creates quite a different atmosphere. This is the first time that the riders and horses have jumped under lights in this team competition. Deb Placey's alongside me, and we're really looking forward to a great night of sport.
Well, you know, so much of show jumping, Hannah, is an individual sport. And so many of these riders are often not rooting for each other. And so these riders just seem so keen to participate anytime there's a team competition, and this Major League Show Jumping has really caught on. And the riders have a chance to often compete on teams when it's for their country, and a lot of times they're riding for their country or riding on in a team atmosphere. But this is really purely an international tournament, and that it's riders from different backgrounds and different countries that are on the team together. They may see each other at different stops. We actually have a couple of the same riders on the winning Team Helios at the last venue in Traverse City that will be riding again tonight. We have some different combinations, some new riders. So really, once you get a hang of the rules and how quickly the competition will go, it is an awesome, awesome format.
Yeah, absolutely. As you say, you know, it's a relatively new format, but it's one that the riders and horses and certainly spectators can really get behind. The course has been set and it's always quite a tricky task. So, taking a look around this course then, we kick things off with the Oxer at fence 1 before this turn, right-handed to fence 2. It's a slightly curving line then up to 3 at the far end of the arena. We go for a left-handed rollback to fence 4, which is an upright, the Caliday upright, and then another curving line to a triple combination that's on the diagonal going through the middle of the arena, that Major League show jumping triple combination. Then we go around to the right-hand side over the triple bar and then the plank fence. It's then quite a tight turn through the corners. They'll be keen to make up time there to the double combination at 8, very brightly coloured jump there. Then we go left-handed again to an Oxer at 9 before another related distance down to an upright at fence 10. We saw that catching a few people out in the earlier speed competition. We go left-handed again to another upright at fence 11, which has a water tray underneath, and that can create some problems under the lights as well. The final fence, though, is a sizable Oxer, very much up to height at fence 12, this very eye-catching green fence. And again, it's somewhere that we saw people being caught out in the earlier speed competition. But there's plenty to look at, plenty for them to do. It's quite a technical course, and the course design team have absolutely made use of every inch of space in this arena.
Yes, so the time allowed did catch some riders. In the earlier speed class, we had 15 entries, and Kent Farrington topped the field. He is not riding tonight. He's one of the team managers, so I'm sure he had plenty of input as they walked the course, he with his team. But there are a couple of tricky parts on the course. The triple combination got a couple of riders. I think the only thing you didn't see in that 3D illustration were the people. The crowds now that fill those tents, and there are spectators, there are families, there are dogs, there are puppies, all along the bank. And 4 sides of the arena are filled with fans. There are risers on one side and tents on the other 3. The lights are out. We still have a little bit of daylight, but really it is an electric atmosphere, a full house under the lights tonight.
A fantastic atmosphere, as you say, and we can hear that things are really getting going in the VIP tent, which is just behind us in our commentary spot. But not only are the crowds filling the tents, they're filling every inch of the grass space as well. Onto the national anthem now.
Our home and native land, true patriot love, in all our sons command, with glowing hearts we steely rise, our true north strong and free, from far and wide, oh Canada.
We stand on
We
guard.
stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Give it up for Hunter Knowles. Oh my goodness, he was up on the podium all by himself, a 10-year-old, just wowing the crowd right there, Kian.
All right, guys, let's hear it for Hunter Knowles, 10 years old, out here, bringing on Major League. Guys, we are going to bring in the Show Plus team, tonight's title sponsor. They are going to be center stage with our ringmaster, Matthias Gordon. They're the title sponsors tonight. They got the best seats in the house. Guys, enjoy. I'll be out to see you later.
Well, we've now come to the crunch time, the first team heading into the arena, and quite excitingly, they are our season leaders. Team Helios kicking things off for us. They were last in the competition to decide the order of go, and therefore they're first to go here. They are our season leaders. They've had back-to-back wins already this season with those two different lineups, but we've got a couple of riders coming back here who are the same as the previous leg.
Right, so Sid Schulman was not a winner last leg in Traverse City, and she is here and going to be the pace setter. She is a very quick rider. We've already seen that this week. 27-year-old, originally from Connecticut, is a professional herself now, riding for Israel, and we will go through the course with her as the first rider on. She's been able to see this. She's walked it. We've seen quite a few riders. Even though she's first in this competition, she's seen 15 go because the earlier solo competition was over the same track.
Yeah, and that's got to be really valuable. You know, they've had the opportunity about an hour and a half ago to take a look at some people going around this track, and there's a few places that they were caught out. Triple combination not causing any problems whatsoever for Sid, and as you can see, she's pretty quick. So in this first round, what we're looking for is a combined score across the three riders on faults and time. So it's a table A competition if you're looking at what the format is called. But they've got to try and keep all the fences up, and they've got to try and do it as quickly as possible to make sure that they finish above the cut line to get through to the next round. That's the crucial thing here, because once they get there, the scores will be discounted. They'll be on a clean sheet again. What a start.
Wow, and a fist pump with her left hand for Sydney Schulman, who is clear and quick in 58.75 on Classic Penny.
Absolutely brilliant start for the team. As you say, 58.75. I would think that we'll see that be a pretty fast time in terms of the riders yet to come. There weren't very many places that she took a pull. Gets the team off to a great start. They did say to me at the draw party that they like to be first, and today they're just being first in a different way. They may well be first by the end of this competition. They're certainly not a team that you'd bet against. Mark Blumen in, though, next. He's the second rider for them, and he did compete at the Traverse City leg, helping the team to a win there with this very horse, Noortje van der Winheuvel. He jumped a double clear at Traverse City. In fact, the team only dropped one pole across all rounds at Traverse City. That was by Simon McCarthy in the first round. So Mark had a great ride there, and we'll see if he can pull off the same feat again here. Triple combination jumping nicely for the team. I mean, they're so consistent. Of course, the team that we saw be equally very consistent last year was Eye Candy, and we'll have to see if Team Helios go the same way. They're certainly looking strong so far.
Another really fast round.
Yeah, he's not wasting any time here. It's a bit of a smaller horse with a slightly faster foot speed across the ground, I think, as well. So that really helps him in this competition. But sees a big one to the last.
So not as fast as Sid, but a great clear round, and Team Helios goes back-to-back on clear rounds. So Mark Blumen, part of that winning team, so is Simon McCarthy. He'll be in next. As we'll have to talk a little bit more as we go along about that draw party. I guess there was some gambling involved. So we think Team Helios, they must be better riders than gamblers because they did get out first.
Yeah, I would say that's certainly fair to say. Unfortunately, as you say, they were out first. They had to just finish with the most number of chips, or whoever was out of the game first went first in this competition. Team Helios, as you say, better riders than gamblers. But this man was fantastic as well on the team at Traverse City with, again, this very same horse. Gotcha is his ride here. And this is the horse that he rode in the gold medal jump-off. So he was the one that secured the gold medal over the silver for the team. He's taking a slightly steadier approach than his teammates, but they've left him with a little bit of room in terms of time.
And you know, interestingly enough, one thing we should point out, there is no drop score. A lot of time in these team competitions, if there are 4 riders, there is a drop score, but no drop score. So all the faults combined for each team, which will each have 3 riders in this first round, they all count toward that first round score.
And what's great as well is that the teams come in as a team, so you know they have all riders jumping one after the other, so we straight away get their scores. We don't have to wait for lots and lots of riders to go to know what the team total is. We know instantly what the team score is, and we'll... Oh, what a shame. Simon McCarthy just clipping the back rail of that final fence. One down, 64.75 the time, so he was still pretty quick, but 1 fence down, so they finish on 4 in this first round of competition. We'll have to see if that keeps them above the cut line. We've got 7 teams yet to come, and that is the crucial thing. I would think if we have several teams finishing on 4, it will certainly be a valuable time as well, because especially Sid Schulman's time was very, very quick indeed.
So we had 3 rounds and didn't get a fence to fall until the very last jump of the 3rd rider. So Helios knows what they've done. They carry with them 4 faults right into the tally, and we're going to look at now Show Plus Northern Lights coming off the bronze medal in Traverse City.
Yeah, fantastic performance for the team in Traverse City. You know, they went really, really well. We've got 2 of the same team members as we had at Traverse City, Juan Ortiz and Sean Joban, both competing here. Sam Walker now joins the team once again. Sam was on the team at Vancouver, sat the Traverse City leg out, but we kick off though here with Juan Ortiz. He rides Toulouse Z.
And I have to say, he was walking the course with his 2 teammates, and he was kind of the father figure. You know, he's got the 2 younger riders with him. Oh. And all of the poles come down, but he keeps going. He seems to be okay. The PFAF jump took a tumble.
As you say, there's no drop score, so they really have to make sure that they get all the way around this course.
Oh, wow.
He's flying a little bit here, isn't he?
He did well to get through that triple.
Yeah, really, really did. This hasn't been the easiest round for him. I think that the quite heavy fault at fence 3 is unsettled Toulouse a little bit. This isn't his most experienced ride, but they just had 1 fence down in the first round, then a clear round at Traverse City.
So carrying 8 faults, hopefully he taught his teammates well, and they'll be able to pick him up a little bit with the next 2 trips. Not awful in the end, though, with 8 faults. Could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, he really managed to pull that back and pull it together for the second half of the course, but quite a costly opening few fences for him. So it's 8 for Juan Ortiz, and remember that is a counting score. So Northern Lights will finish on at least 8 penalties. Even if Sean and Sam jump clear, that's going to be the team total. Sean Joban, though, does go next with Coquelicot VH Hoveand Z. Again, he was on the team at Traverse City, had 1 down in the first round and then jumped clear in that first jump off competition. Again with this very same horse. He also had 1 down in the first round with this horse in Vancouver. The team sadly didn't make it through to the jump off in that competition though. So Northern Lights sitting in a good position in the overall season standings. They are equal 3rd place, tied with Eye Candy. 9 points is their total. This is actually a really important stage of the season as well. It's where they get really valuable points because we have a lot of teams on very similar points actually in sort of the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th spots. Only 1 point separates them, so they really could do with a good result here to get them in a good position going forward.
Well, that was excellent.
Yeah.
Just an excellent round.
Oops. Oh. Fantastically done.
Kokelico just
thought so too.
Yeah, just having a little bit of a spook there, which you perhaps could understand. You know, maybe just caught sight of the crowds on that far side.
He really had to put on the leg to get over the middle part of that triple combination. The psychedelic combination was not easy either, so really great riding by Sean, and so they'll get a clear to go along with that 8.
Yeah, and remember, it's all about what the score is in relation to the other teams. So an 8 at the moment is looking quite good, but it really does depend what the other teams do, and they've got to stay above that cut line that you see on your screens. They've got to be in the top 4, but once they get there, they're all on a 0 score again. Young rider Sam Walker then coming in next. He's riding Himelian Vidi Hugover. He rode on the team with Dreaming Blue in Vancouver. Didn't ride on the team at Traverse City, but he's been competing in a number of Grand Prix. Had a great round in the 5-star Grand Prix as well at Traverse City. Got into the jump off there. Only 4 riders made it through to that jump off. And he's got a great string of horses at the moment, but he really is such a talented rider that makes the most of those really strong horses he's got.
That was a great track he took to the combination there, coming right at us after the plank. That was really nice. Cut off some time.
You know, Sam always looks like he's looking for his next fence. He's thinking about his next line before he's even taken off over the previous fence. I'm sure he's a rider that we'll see on plenty of senior teams as his career progresses.
He did launch up and over, and that's a very quick time.
Absolutely fantastic. He looks absolutely thrilled. He's hoping that's going to get the team through. And the time for Sam Walker was 60.64 as well. So that's actually our second fastest time so far. Only bettered by Sydney Schulman's time. Sam Walker keeps Northern Lights on a score of 8.
So we've seen some really clean riding so far for the first 2 teams.
Yeah, some really great riding. You know, they absolutely love competing in this team competition, and as you say, having the opportunity to compete against riders from other countries, riders that perhaps they've looked up to before. And you know, in our feature with Spy Coast Spies that you saw earlier, younger riders like Tanner Korotkin really commenting on the fact that he's been looking up to some of these riders for so many years. Now he gets to ride on a team with them. It's a great opportunity. Well, we move on though to last year's season champions and one of the most consistent teams that we saw last year. Of course, this is Team Eye Candy. They're now in equal 3rd place on 9 points, tied with Northern Lights.
Amy Miller on Cristiano. This is the horse that she won the welcome class on Wednesday night. She bested a field of some of the best riders in the world who had descended upon Angel Stone for the week, and Cristiano was the big winner. She narrowly beat her fellow countrywoman Erin Ballard, who finished 2nd, who we will see later in this class. But Amy's had quite a week already.
And that was actually the biggest field in a 5-star competition we've had so far this week. So it just goes to show you what a great performance that was. This is Amy's first appearance for the team this year. Many people feel that she's the glue that holds Eye Candy together. They really do have a fantastic team lineup, but she is absolutely a crucial part. She did ride on the team for 6 podium finishes last year, and all of those were with this horse. So that is just a pretty incredible record. 6 times for the team on the podium with Cristiano.
Jacqueline Steffens and Richie Maloney are her teammates tonight, and Amy is first to go.
Amy, of course, has that managing role as well with the team, but team spearheaded by Erica Hatfield, who does so much for this team competition. No doubt she'll be watching eagerly from home this weekend. The team finished 4th in Vancouver and 5th in Traverse City. Off to a great start here with that clear.
Well, that's a clear they will definitely take. A big smile for Amy, as they have been in the middle of the pack. And being the defending champions, they could sure use some points in this middle stretch that you were saying is such an important part of this circuit.
Absolutely, you know, they're tied with Northern Lights in terms of points, but, you know, the Roadrunners are on 7 points, just a little bit behind. We've also got Crusaders on 6. You know, it's really, really tight in the middle of the pack, so Eye Candy could really do with getting things going now. Haven't been down the bottom of the pack, but they're around in the middle in the previous 2 legs. Now, this lady has been a fantastic competitor for the team, though. Jacqueline Steffens brings Freaky here. And this pair made the most appearances of any combination on any team last year. They actually appeared on our Team Eye Candy 8 times. She jumped in Vancouver and at Traverse City this year already. She was clear in the first round in Vancouver. And had 2 down in Traverse City, which was quite uncharacteristic actually for this pair.
And amazingly enough, her big win came on Cat Ninja, a different horse. So she's got a couple of top mounts at the moment.
Got some great, great rides. Rides a lot of horses for Erica Hatfield. Freaky is one of hers as well. Gives the horses such fantastic names. Ooh, a little bit of a rub there, but you know, as I say, Freaky was a little bit uncharacteristic in Traverse City because it's a great jumping horse.
It's a very athletic horse.
Very athletic, yeah. It has all the power needed and the speed as well.
Oh, she went for the long one, and she is clear. Quick time.
Well, this is looking like the Eye Candy that we knew from the season 2021. What a great performance from Jacqueline Steffens. Another clear on the board. Her time was 63.21. So if Richie Maloney can jump clear, that's going to put pressure on the other teams. Could make Team Helios feel a little bit nervous. But in terms of time, the cumulative time for Team Helios is 1:87.9, so we need to be just under 60 seconds if Rich Maloney has a fence down.
And this is certainly a horse he could do it on. We won a big speed class in Lexington earlier in the summer. This is an Irish sport horse he's been partnered with for 5 years, Roxy's Music. A horse he obviously knows well, and it has a lot of natural speed.
Yeah, he's a substitute for the team here this week. No appearances on the team, obviously, as he is the substitute. But as you say, he's got the potential to be very, very quick here. And he's a great choice to join Amy and Jacqueline. So important in these team competitions to have a horse that you know well, I think, as well, because you know exactly how to ride them, exactly where you can save time. This horse is quite strong, I think, taking him around here, which actually sometimes can waste time rather than gain time.
Well, the horse has certainly worked up a lather. It is still pretty sticky and hot tonight. We've had amazing weather this week. Today was probably the hottest day of the week. He needed a little bit of real estate to take that turn, and he executed it well.
Jumped really nicely out of the double.
Oh, and the back rail came down. It was like a light rub on the front of the oxer, and then the back rail came down.
Well, now the time could be crucial, because they're now sitting on the same score as Team Helios. If they keep these last fences up, 1 more to go. Yeah, brilliantly done to the last.
So just 1 rail down for that team, 4 faults, which does equal Team Helios. And they'll right into second place, 196.06 their cumulative time.
Yeah, quite a way behind actually on time from Team Helios, but again, if they can get through to the second round, to that first jump-off round that's run as a speed competition, that won't matter.
Right.
They've just got to get through to that second round.
Sydney Schulman's time of 58.75 is the first on course, really making quite a difference at this early stage with just 3 teams gone, but still.
Yeah, that was just absolutely outstanding, I thought. you know, 58.75. The next closest is 60.64. So she was a good way quicker. But Team Helios, not only have they been good at keeping the fences up, they've been great against the clock as well.
So the Trailblazers are next. Emma Marlowe, Conor O'Regan, and Daniel Blumen of Ireland are the three riders. They were 7th in the last competition, so you know that they want to have a better go of it tonight.
Absolutely. They're 5th in the overall season standings with 8 points, so they're just 1 point behind Eye Candy and Northern Lights. So this stage could be absolutely crucial for the Trailblazers. They were 3rd in Vancouver. Great result there for them, but 7th at Traverse City. So, as you say, they've got a little bit of something to prove. They really want to be able to get ahead of their closest rivals. They were very good in the season last year. Plenty of those competitions. Of course, renamed now to the Trailblazers. Their first rider here is Emma Marlowe.
This is a rider who grew up riding with Leslie Steele out in California and then has been with Trelawney Farm for the last 5 years. She's just 24 years old, and that did not sound good.
No, what a shame. Very difficult start for Emma Marlowe and Cherokee.
You know, I have a feeling the horse was a little unsettled. She took really quite a long time circling and trying to show Cherokee some of the jumps, and just not off to a good start. They're going to rebuild the jump and stop the clock, and then as soon as she jumps over it again, they'll restart it. But obviously with no drop score, she's doing a couple of circles and getting her horse back ready. It's so important to keep going and to finish.
Yeah, we don't want the horse to get out of rhythm. Safely over the second time, and let's hope that they can keep settled for the rest of the course. Emma was on the team for the Trailblazers in both Vancouver and at Traverse City. She jumped clear in the first round at Vancouver, but had quite a slow round in the first jump off, which meant that Daniel Blumen didn't start because he had just a little bit too much to do in terms of time. But they still ended 3rd in that competition. She also jumped clear in Traverse City in the first round, but with where they finished, there was no jump off. She was the best of the team there.
The last couple of jumps, I was just about to say she's really recovered nicely, but now 2 jumps fall, and she's working on 12 at the moment. This is the first rider we've seen with more than 2 rails down. A hard rub there, but gets away with it, so she's still on 12, which is not the end of the world.
No, it's not the end of the world. It's just...
The time will hurt.
Yeah, I think the time will be costly, and it's a real shame because, as I say, she's actually jumped clear at the first 2 legs for the team, so it's a shame to now be having the fences down. But 12, as I say, is our highest vaulting round so far. 71.74 is her time. 71.64, excuse me, is her time. So it's our slowest time so far as well. Leaves her teammates with quite a lot to do in terms of time, but again, we'll see what the other teams do. We may well have a team finishing on a clean sheet yet.
You know, as we spoke at the top of the broadcast about how keen these riders are to be able to participate in a team competition, it is difficult when it doesn't go well because then you feel the pressure, you feel you've let your teammates down. If it is an individual sport and it's not your day, it's okay. But it is tough to be on a team when you don't do your best, so I'm sure she's disappointed.
Yeah, absolutely, and no drop score, so hers is a counting score, and you know, there's quite a big stumble there. There's a lot of prize money at stake here. $255,000 in fact in this team competition at stake.
$84,000 to the winning team, $63,000 plus to the silver medal team.
So Conor O'Regan now out for the Trailblazers with Mendini DR. This is also his first appearance on this team competition. He's also a substitute for the team. Ooh. A lot of height, but struggling for the distance on that double. Trailblazers score continues to go up.
So even with a clear final fence, they're at 20. 4 for Connor O'Regan and 16, or a total of 16. Thank you for correcting my math. 12 for Emma and 4 for Connor.
Yeah, so 16 might make it quite tricky for them to get into that top 4. Especially when you bear in mind Helios and Eye Candy both on just the 4 faults, and Trailblazers still have one rider to come. It's Daniel Blumen and Ireland, who we were hearing earlier on today has no breeding connection to Ireland. He was bred in Canada.
Yeah, isn't that interesting? We were joking last night when you see the name Daniel Blumen Ireland, you think it's a typo because he doesn't ride for Ireland, but it is the name of the horse, and it's a Canadian bred horse. So that's a cool connection. He was the big winner last night in a blazing fast jump off on Gemma W, a super talented horse. He beat Ken Farrington at the wire by a nose.
Oh, Gemma's been a fantastic ride for Daniel, you know. I wonder if there are many other horses who've competed in more Rolex Grand Prix than her, because 7 is a pretty impressive feat. But this Ireland is also going extremely well for Daniel recently. He jumped in Vancouver with Gemma though for a clear round. Didn't start in the jump off due to the slightly slower round he would have needed to make up for, but they still got the 3rd place. He also sat out the team competition in Traverse City, so it's good to see him back for the Trailblazers here, now trying a different horse, and this one certainly got the speed.
Yeah, blazing down the line at the far end of the ring, and that does get the rail. And another rail fall, so he really turned on the afterburners there to try to make up some time just in case it would matter, and he got the last 2 jumps to, it caused the last 2 jumps to fall.
Yeah, I mean, the time actually was extremely fast. 58.04 the time for Daniel Blumen. That's our fastest time so far. However, it's a total of 24 for the Trailblazers, and I think that could make it extremely difficult for them to stay above the cut line. We still have 4 teams left to go, 4 teams who could knock them off that 4th spot, and I think that could be quite likely.
Well, that's about as fast as you'll see 12 world-class riders go. I mean, the class does move so quickly. We've already seen 4 teams. We've seen 12 riders. Team Helios is on 4 faults. Show Plus Northern Lights is on 8. Eye Candy is on only 4. And then, as we said, the Trailblazers, not blazing the trail at the moment, they're on 24. So the Roadrunners, the Spy Coast Spies, the Crusaders, and Team Lugano are still to come.
Yeah, as you say, this competition does go extremely quickly. It's a fast-paced competition. The crowd can get behind the riders. It is such an exciting format, and one that I know that the riders love as well. But as you say, Roadrunners next in. They are 6th in the overall season standings on 7 points, so they're just 1 point behind the Trailblazers. So it's looking, you know, they've got the potential to be knocking the Trailblazers down the running behind them. They were 5th in Vancouver and 6th at leg 2 at Traverse City. They kick things off here with Caitlin Campbell, who rides Paulina Delesco. This has been a great horse for her recently. She actually rode this horse last year on all of 7 of her appearances for the team. Another very, very consistent, great combination for a team.
Now based in Temecula, California. She's up here in Ontario for the week, with so many of the best riders in the world taking part in this Angel Stone tournament. She's been on different horses all week.
Yeah, and a couple of different rides in the team competitions as well this season already for Caitlin. She rode Armentos in Vancouver for a great clear. She rode Paulina in Traverse City. Had 3 down there, which is really quite unusual because this horse is so very good for her.
She posted a funny Instagram last night after going around on Amir. I guess she's gotten tossed from him a couple of times, and she said she considered it a big accomplishment. Oh, as she gets to the last rail, She was joking that it was a big accomplishment. She got around and didn't get, and she stayed on. A very powerful horse that she rode last night, but just a disappointing rail there at the final fence, but a very good time, 66.99 for Caitlin.
Yeah, brilliant time, and what a shame because it was such a great round.
Great round.
That final fence is causing some problems. It's quite a long distance actually down from the penultimate fence, that show plus upright, then down to the Oxer at the last, and really they're having to push for it, and I think 90% of the riders who've cleared that fence have really seen a pretty long stride there. You need a big striding horse to make that distance look easy, and Paulina just clips that back rail.
Well, it's quite an interesting looking jump. I mean, instead of the standards, there are 4 giant cans of sparkling water in a very bright lime green. So it's kind of an odd looking jump. The wings are not exactly what the horses are used to.
Very eye-catching under the lights. Alec Lawler comes next then with 4 gold. He's a rider who was on the team in Traverse City. Jumped to clear. There was no jump off for the team, but he jumped a very good clear.
He got quite close to the wing.
Yeah, they need to keep the straightness as well, but this combination is actually extremely successful at fences of this height. They have a 75% clear round rate over fences of 1 meter 55 in height, which I think is just outstanding.
Yes. So this triple bar to the plank, as it was in the earlier class, not been a problem for the riders.
And actually, a lot of riders, when you talk to them about how they'd ride that line, they often say that they'd get quite a deep shot into the triple bar because they feel that, you know, the shape's quite inviting and the horses actually jump up and over those quite well with a deep shot, and so perhaps that's lending itself to this type of line. The riders who are approaching it in that way. Great clear for the Roadrunners. It's another clear round on Alec Lawler's tally. What a fantastic performance, and keeps the Roadrunners on 4. His time is 62.24. Another very, very fast time, and no doubt that is going to put the pressure on. So they're on a total of 4. Just going to do a little bit of quick maths.
All right, you go ahead and do the math.
So
I'm going to leave that to you.
In order to be ahead of Team Helios, the final rider for the Roadrunners, who is Kristen van der Veen with Bullrun's Faustino de Tilly, she needs to come home clear in 58.67 or faster if she's going to put her team ahead of Helios.
Okay.
That's quite a big ask.
She's off to a flying start.
Yeah, having said that, I think she knows it's got to be quick, so she's absolutely heading for it. Big striding horse this as well, and she'll probably be really helpful to her down that final line.
She is really cutting these great. She always seems to be on big in big strided horses, doesn't she?
She does, yeah. Jump clear at Traverse City for the team with Bullrun's Prince of Peace. But this is the first time she's ridden this horse for the team this year. She rode it once on the Diamond Devils team in 2021.
She also was 3rd last night in the big class.
Yeah, that was a great round.
On the podium. This was fast.
Yeah, it is fast. The time, we will just confirm for you,
is good enough if your math was right.
Yeah, it is good enough. Wow, look at that, 57.59 is the time for Kristen van der Veen. Gosh, that is such an incredibly fast time. It's the fastest round we've had so far, and she did exactly what she needed to do. It's almost like she'd worked it out herself.
I wonder if she had someone at the in-gate that knew what time she had to be. She should have had, you know, she could have had you.
Oh, she could. Get the calculator out at the in-gate. Perhaps it's a suggestion for the next competition, but Roadrunners take the lead. Absolutely outstanding. Spyco Spies, though, come next in. They have been fantastic in this season so far, with those 2 second-place finishers, both of them just behind Team Helios. So of course that means that they're second in the overall season standings on 16 points, but that's just 4 points behind Team Helios. So again, this could be a crucial stage for the Spy Coast Spies to get them either on equal points with Team Helios or ahead of them.
Well, they've obviously done so well. I mean, to finish second out of 8 teams in 2 competitions back-to-back is quite something.
Yeah, it really, really is, and it makes it look like, you know, it's a competition. It's been so far between Team Helios and Spy Coast Spies. Those 2 have been the strongest teams, but we do have some great performances already here tonight. So Thomas Joffre comes first with Cardora, his first appearance for the team this year.
And he looks like he's taking a little bit of a slower pace to start.
Yeah, he does. He's certainly not going for the time as much as some of the other competitors. Perhaps he's leaving it down.
Oof. He does get separated, but he does jump right back up. Yeah, they're just, the 2-stride got away from him there a little bit. He just... didn't get through it. So with one rider getting eliminated, how does that affect the, we should explain how that affects the standings.
Absolutely. You know, they do need the 3 counting scores, so that really does affect things pretty seriously for them. You know, it's the combined penalties across all three athletes. A team that only has 2 riders complete will place below those with 3 completing the round. So if all of the other competitors finish, that means that Spy Coast Spies will finish in 8th place. That's really quite shocking in terms of the season standings.
Yeah, especially considering that they certainly had their eyes looking up, not behind, and that, you know, finishing with the silver medal and on the podium 2 competitions in a row, thinking only about catching Team Helios and certainly not about not getting through or not even making it above the cut line. So super disappointing for the Spy Coast Spies. And with that being their leadoff rider now, Lacey Gilbertson and Margie Engel will still go in, but with that in the back of their mind.
Yeah, 100%. It's so disappointing for them. It's certainly not something that they had in their minds, that they might not be challenging for a top spot. And Lacey has also been having such a fantastic show here already this week with a 5-star win as well. And, you know, Margie Gilbertson-Engel, you know, you can't really get a more experienced and talented team rider than her. So as you say, these 2 riders will come forward because, you know, you never know, we may have another elimination. Still could be important for them. It's Lacey Gilbertson with Byzance Male. It's the first time she jumped this horse on the team competition, but she did win the speed class yesterday with this horse, and she's certainly speedy so far.
Yeah, she gave this horse 3 full months off. A horse that she took over at WEF a year ago in 2021, but 3 months off from international competition until this show. So a nice, well-rested horse.
Yeah, nice and fresh for this competition. She's been riding Carlin van der Vennehoff on the team at the first 2 legs, a double clear in Vancouver and 1 down and then a clear at Traverse City. She had one of the fastest rounds in the jump off. She was in the first jump off and it was an extremely fast round at Vancouver.
Yeah, she is cooking. That was fantastic. Great looking round.
Yeah, amazing. Lacey just really goes from strength to strength in these competitions. Every time you see her compete, you just think that she's riding better and better, and she's getting better and better results to reward that effort as well. But 59.47 is her time. It's another really, really, really fast round. That is our 4th fastest, in fact, in our list.
She is the secret weapon of Spy Coast. They're not going to make the cut tonight.
Be interesting to see what Lacey's plans are for the Grand Prix tomorrow as well. Of course, that also kicks off at 8:30 local time. We'll be bringing you that live on MLSJ TV as well.
So one more rider for the Spy Coast Spies after the unfortunate elimination of Thomas Joffre and Cardora. It's Margie Engel and Jack of Hearts. All one word, Jack of Hearts.
Yeah, she's again had some nice rounds with this horse so far this week. It's another of these quite big horses that Margie likes to ride. The other horse she's been riding here this week being Decas, and that is who she rode for the Spyco Spies at Traverse City for a double clear, helping them to that second place finish.
You know, Margie was first in the ring last night under the lights on Royce, her longtime partner, and Royce just had no interest in the class. So I'm sure she was keen to get back in tonight. Oh, goodness. Ooh, oh. Oh, and excellent control to stay on the horse, caught herself. Wants to make sure the horse is okay.
Yeah, she's done extremely well there to stay partnered, I think, with Jack of Hearts. And as you say, just checking that there's nothing wrong with the horse. Looks like she may well just come in and jump the plank.
She wants to get him to go over it, and you're not messing with Margie, that's for sure. Making you go over it.
I mean, actually, yeah, you know, she did go through the wings, so technically she can carry on, even though it was, you know, she'll have a 4 as well for circling. Costly on the time as well.
Wait, nothing phases her. No. She's been doing this for so long. It's such a top level. She is so brave. She's come back from so many injuries.
She is one tough lady.
Yeah, she really is. Just
an icon of the sport.
That has never changed. Her toughness has never changed. It's like
amazing horsewoman, actually, as well.
Unbelievable.
You know, when you think about
one of the best ever.
Yeah, her story of how she started out as well. You know, catching rides, and she's just such a real icon, and what a treat for young riders like Lacey Gilbertson to ride alongside her as well. But
just to learn from her and see her preparation and walk the course and talk about your ride and learn about your horse and how you should progress around the course based on, you know, your horse's tendencies. I mean, just to get an earful from her, what a, you know, an amazing experience for some riders to be on the team with her.
Yeah, absolutely. Sadly, her score is 30, so it's not going to be the day for the Spyco Spies. She's just taking her time to leave the arena here. She's just trying to make sure that Jack of Hearts doesn't have a bad experience and just sort of rush out of the arena. She's just taking her time to have a little walk down the back end of the arena as we welcome our next team in. It is, of course, the Crusaders. Now, the Crusaders are in a very interesting position in this season standings. They're in 7th place on 6 points. They are just 1 point behind the Roadrunners, who, of course, are at the top of the tree, heading into that first jump off, the second round of this team competition. They were 8th in Vancouver, and they were 4th at Traverse City as a team, and they bring forward a pretty strong lineup here. They have Callie Schott, Hunter Holloway, and Nicholas Della Gioia on their team. Callie rides Charlie here in this competition. She had 2 down with this horse in Vancouver and had a 4 faulting round and a clear with Teddy Z in Traverse City. Didn't ride on the team in 2021. This is her first season on the Major League show jumping teams. Callie had that amazing round in the 5-star Grand Prix at Traverse City as well. It was her first ever 5-star Grand Prix win, and she was just over the moon. That, of course, was with Garant. Takes the plank. Haven't seen too many riders have the plank down yet.
No, we were just talking about that. And it does get Callie. So the first of the Crusaders to go is just working on 4 faults and a little bit of a rub at the end, but that's okay. So a terrific round. 61.66, very fast for Callie Schott. A great trip around on Charlie. And just the plank and just 4 faults for the first of their 3 riders.
Yeah, 4 faults, and we have Roadrunners, Helios, and Eye Candy all on 4 as well. And those 3 are all above the cut line, as well as the Northern Lights. Now that we're getting into the second last and final teams, it could all change those. So if the Crusaders can have 2 more clears, and well they might, and if those are quick, we could see the Northern Lights being edged out of the top 4, and it's the top 4 that they're aiming for in this competition. In the first round, they've got to get through to that second round, which is the first jump off, so that we decide who jumps off for gold and for bronze. So Hunter Holloway tackling this pretty tricky course next with Eastern Jam.
She gave this horse a chance to get around the ring in the welcome the night that we did end up having some rain, and she wanted to make sure that the horse got familiar with the ring and had, you know, at least jumped a few jumps that first night.
Yeah, it's a fantastic opportunity in those early competitions to really let the horses take a good look around, and I think she was actually just anticipating the turn a little bit there, and so possibly in the turn in the air, Eastern Jam just clipped the C element of the triple combination.
So as a team,
yeah, as a team we're on to 8 now.
Yeah.
Equal with Northern Lights. The time could be crucial to see who stays above the cut line. We will see how Hunter finishes. It's the first time she's ridden this horse on the team as well. She's ridden Dana de Kerglen and Pepita Conspita in the previous 2 legs. Rides for the last though, and it's 1 down for Hunter Holloway, another 1 down round, and her time is 62.95. So goes on to the 8.
Battling it out with Crusaders will have to be putting the pressure on our anchor rider here. So right, we know now Nick has to.
and it looks like if they have one more clear round, it's not an impossible time to beat.
Absolutely. If their final rider, who is Nicolas Della Gioia, he's riding Con Fargos. Very interesting ride for him, actually, this, and one that I really love watching, and I think that Nick's going from strength to strength with this horse. It's really exciting to see, but what he's got to do is jump clear and be faster than 67 seconds, or 67.03 is the time he has to beat, and if he can do that, then he'll knock Northern Lights into 5th, and Crusaders will take the 4th spot above the cut line.
So we watched him go on this horse the other night. It is not the easiest ride, and Nick just does an amazing job with him. He's so strong. He's a workout fiend, always in the gym, and it certainly serves him well on a horse like this.
Yeah, this was the horse that he hasn't had for too many international shows. The speed coming around this corner is amazing. No, hasn't had it for too many international shows, and it came from Przemysław Koniopatski. But they very rarely drop more than 1 pole. They could do with keeping them all up here, though.
Well, really took a nice track to that jump to give the horse plenty of room to clear it. He should be within the time.
Yeah, really good to the last. What a great shot.
Really good.
Brilliant,
He did it.
clear, and it's lovely to see this horse jumping clear as well. Adds to their record, and 188.39 is the cumulative time. Crusaders take 4th spot. Northern Lights drop out of the top 4. The Northern Lights are not going through to the 2nd round.
So that will disappoint the Canadian crowd here.
Yeah, it really will. They're considered a bit of a home team here. But Crusaders were, you know, across the 3 riders, they were nearly 3 seconds faster. So that's what they've got to do. That's how they've got to get into the top 4. Now, Team Lugano are a team who absolutely would love to do well here tonight. They are not in the best position. They are 8th in the overall season standings, but they've got fantastic riders on their team like Kent Farrington, who's already had so many wins here this week. He's had several 5-star wins here at Angelstone tournaments already. He doesn't jump on the team tonight. He's leaving that to the riders Carly Fairty, Natalie Dean and Erin Ballard. As I say, they're 8th in the season standings on 3 points, so they really could do with picking up a few points here.
So the all-ladies team that won the gambling contest to get the best draw, and there are 2 Canadian women on this team that this crowd certainly can get behind, including Carly Fairty, who goes first.
Speaking of the crowd, I'm just looking at the grassy bank to the right-hand side of where we're sitting in our commentary box, you can barely see a spare inch of the grass. Everybody is absolutely packing out this arena to watch this competition.
You can't see any of the grass, it's just spectators. And even the risers across the way are full.
Carly Fairty rides Elite Chin de Solieu. This is her first time on the team this year. They were 7th as a team in Vancouver and 8th at Traverse City, so it's not been a fantastic season so far for them.
Just a little tight to the first of the triple combination. She got the rail at 5A, so she is working on 4 faults as the leadoff rider for Lugano, and that's going to be costly. 2 more rails come down, she's at 12.
Well, I'm afraid since Carly's already on 12, Lugano cannot be in the top 4. They won't be going through to the first jump off here. Even if Natalie Dean and Erin Ballard can jump clear, it's not going to be their day here again. They could finish in 6th though, which would be their best finishing position so far of the season. They've been unlucky though so far this year.
Yeah, and a bit unlucky tonight for Carly, who's really had a good week here in Ontario. And I would say that, you know, the next couple of gals will give it their all. They will put that out of their mind and, you know, give it the best trip they can, no matter what the score, no matter what the timing of it.
Yeah, I'm sure, you know, they're both fantastic competitors. Natalie Dean just going, again, better and better, and a fantastic string of horses to her name as well. The horse that she rode at Traverse City was Maestro Vika VDARK. Here, though, she rides Camilla D.
And it is one of the most clever things about this scoring system, in that the 3 riders for the team do go back to back to back. So you know what the score is, and it does add to the excitement of being able to follow along on what someone from another team needs to do to get it above the cut line or that kind of thing, as opposed to one rider from each team in a round, and then you have to wait through the entire round to get that rider for that second rider from the team. So
yeah, we really get the excitement, you know, as soon as the team's completed, as soon as one rider's gone, rather than, as you say, having to wait till all of the final riders. So Natalie Dean with Camilla D. She, at the end of the day, you know, she wants to get a good result on this horse's record as well.
it's interesting, it puts a little more pressure on the first rider versus the anchor leg in a traditional team competition, because the first rider can do so much to get you off to a good start with a clear trip, or can do quite a bit to put you, behind.
Yeah, I think you're right, and actually we've seen that in the Spy Coast Spies and in Team Lugano here tonight. I mean, it's a really good round for Natalie Dean. Nothing to add. It's also pretty fast as well. It's 59.61 on the clock, but crucially, it's a clear round. Just one rider left to come in this first round of competition, and Team Lugano are on 16, so if they can stay on this score, they'll head into 6th spot. Trailblazers on 24, Northern Lights are on 8, so Lugano have got a couple of fences in hand to secure the 6th spot and to push Trailblazers into 7th, but it certainly isn't going to be the finish that they really were aiming for, but 6th would still be the best finish for the team so far this season. Oh, taking a little bit of a different line to the first fence here then is Erin Ballard and Quilana Denver. Big expectations for this lady in the team competition. It's her first time riding for the team this year. And again, she's had some brilliant performances with this horse already this week so far.
And the Major League Show Jumping continues in Canada after this, right? On to Ottawa?
Yeah, next week we'll be traveling to Ottawa for leg 4.
Canada's capital city.
Great to have 3 legs of the tour all in the same month as well. It really hots up the competition. And then take a little bit of a break before we head back to Traverse City for the Gold Cup week. It's going to be a very exciting competition. Erin Ballard heads to the last though. Really nicely done there, and big cheers from the crowd. She's certainly a crowd favourite. There we go then, it's 60.57, it's another really good time. Means though that Team Lugano finished on 16 and they do take that 6th spot, but there you have the final standings in this first round of competition. The Roadrunners absolutely fantastically fast. 4 penalties and 186.82 leads the way for them.
So the first round does go fast. So 4 teams go through, and now it becomes a little bit more of a strategy play for all the teams, as they will choose the 2 riders that they'd like to go in a jump off in the next round, saving 1 for what would be the 3rd round, right?
Absolutely. It's 2 riders now for the first jump off, then 1 for the second. We've got a midway performance coming up for you, so hope you do enjoy that.
Purple hat, cheetah print, dancing on the people, rolled up at the after joint, dancing on the people, people dancing on the people. I got people on the people, people dancing on the people, with the people on the people, smoking CO2. See me, see you dancing on the people, climb up on the booth, hanging from the people on the people. My head hits the roof, dancing on the ceiling on the people. I got people on the people, dancing on the people. I got purple hat, cheetah print, dancing on the people, rolled up at the after joint, dancing on the people, people dancing on the people. I got people on the people, people dancing on the people, with the people on the people, smoking CO2. See me, see you dancing on the people, climb up on the booth, hanging from the people on the people. My head hits the roof, dancing on the ceiling on the people. I got people on the dancing on the people. I got people, 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 dancing on the people. I got
Everybody in the booth can tell myself apart from you now. People
And everyone turn your flashlight camera on. Put it up in the air. Let's bring this halftime show home. Let's sing along. Let's bring this home. Jump off coming up.
Mic off. All right, Angel Stone, we are going to turn these lights back on. Our amazing ring crew is heading in to get this course ready for the jump off. 4 teams coming back. Stay with us. Let's bring it home tonight. Oh, that was absolutely electrifying. Oh. I got to catch my breath there. Oh, that was quite a show there as the lights come on. We want to thank all of our friends at Pixar.
Well, we've talked about the incredible atmosphere that's at this competition, this absolute party atmosphere, and that absolutely shows it down to a T. What an incredible performance. What a fantastic thing to show these spectators and, of course, fans at home in the halftime break. If you like, we've had the first round, all 8 teams. Now we've got 4 going forward for the top 4 spots. But that was an incredible little interlude, wasn't it?
And actually, they had everybody involved. So it was a performance, but everyone in the crowd had the wristbands, and they all changed colors. It seemed at the same time. The technology was amazing, so it was like the crowd got to participate in the halftime show. It's a little bit like the Super Bowl, where everyone in the crowd gets something to be a part of it, and they all did. And the drones were flying around, and that was cool.
Fully immersive experience, as you say. And, you know, the crowd were really, really getting behind it. It's an amazing, electrifying atmosphere under the lights. What they've created here at Angel Stone is something really special.
And it's so great to see. It's awesome for the sport. It's great for show jumping. Everyone's having a great time. The beach balls are being tossed around. And now the race is on to change the course. So we're going to change to the first jump off course that will be for both rounds, and there will be 2 riders going forward.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, this is where prime time comes. We are coming back for the incredible jump off. What makes round 2 exciting?
Yeah, so as you
in
can
round
see
1,
in
you
the
saw
arena,
every
we're just
team
preparing
ride
the
3
course for the
riders.
jump-off.
In
We'll
round
take you through
2,
that jump-off
we are
in
going to go over a
detail
shortened
with our
course,
3D
the jump-off
graphic in
course.
just a
Every
few moments'
team
time, but it's gonna be a
must
shorter
choose
course,
2
and
riders
in
to
this
come back.
competition, it's
And they
a
have to
speed
save
class. So for
1
every
rider
fence they knock
for
down, they will have
the
3
medal
seconds
round.
added to their time.
In this
So
round, a rail
arguably,
down means
if
3
somebody
seconds
is
added to your
extremely quick
time.
against the clock,
Therefore,
they may well
going
be able
fast
to,
with 1
still
down
finish
could be
in the
much
lead, even
faster,
with the fence down.
or
It
could be a
all
much better
depends
result
on
than
what
going
the other
slow and clear.
competitors do. So
2 riders ride. We're going
If
to
you're
add
familiar
their
with show
times
jumping,
together. You
traditionally
will
it's
see on the
called faults
board
converted.
that
So
cut
instead
line
of
again with
4
the 4
faults
teams who
for a fence
advance.
coming down,
Top 2
all
teams
the
are
faults
going on to the
converted
gold medal
time.
match.
But in traditional
Bottom
faults
2
converted
teams
classes,
to the
really,
bronze
it's
medal match.
usually 4 seconds
In
for a
those
fence. In
matchups,
this
whoever you did
competition,
not
it's
ride in
just
round
3
2
seconds for a
rides
fence,
1
so
against
it really
1,
does encourage you
head to
to go
head
as
for the
fast as
gold
you can.
medal.
If the
And
penalty
for the
is
bronze
only
medal,
3
our ring
seconds
crew is
for
going to
a
work
rail.
quickly here.
Yeah,
We're going to
and
have the
crowd
first
is sure
horse
to really
back in
get
the ring
behind these
in about
riders,
6
and,
minutes.
the arena announcer's
If you need to
been
go to the
telling us
washroom, if
earlier
you
in
need
the
to get a
week that these
refreshment,
horses like
get
to
it
jump,
now. We are
with the
back in
encouragement
action
from
in
the
about
crowd.
6
I'm
minutes.
Sure that, there may be some that prefer a little bit of quiet, but it certainly adds to the atmosphere, and it certainly gets the excitement going in this fantastic competition. We'll be bringing you the rest of that second round, and of course the gold and bronze medal jump-offs in just a few moments' time.
Local errands, Stewart's equipment. They
Premier Equestrian, the #1 choice for footing products. Premier Equestrian, footing products that improve performance. Premier Equestrian, footing products for cushion and stability. Call 800-611-6109 or visit premierequestrian.com.
Our horses are not a commodity. Our horses are family members. And so in essence, when we're talking about equine insurance, we're insuring family members. So what could be more important than insuring family?
BFL is the absolute best insurance company that you can be with. They insure my horses, they insure my farm, they insure all of our automobiles. They are just a fantastic company when you need them.
We feel really great in our coverage with BFL. We don't have to worry, we're relaxed, and we can basically just focus on what we need to do.
We've had a long history with BFL, and it's really important for us at Millerbrook Farm to deal with people that we trust.
BFL is a great fit for us. We feel comfortable in our day-to-day, being covered with the horses, being covered with our coaching, being covered with our facility.
BFL are horse people, so we get great confidence that they know what they're doing when it comes to our coverage.
Well, what a fantastic competition it was in that first round. We had really fantastic performances, and the top 4 teams being the Roadrunners, Team Helios, Eye Candy, and the Crusaders. They are looking like the strongest teams at the moment. Team Helios absolutely been fantastic so far this season, and hot on their heels have been the Spyco Spies. But we're just taking a little look now at some of the highlights of the Eye Candy team. They had a great position, a great round, great 3 rounds from Amy Miller, Jacqueline Steffens, and Richie Maloney. Amy and Jacqueline both jumping those fantastic clear rounds.
So for the Roadrunners that finished in first place in that first round, and they will go last, they just had 4 faults. Caitlin Campbell started out, and then her teammates really picked her up. So just the 1 fence fell for them. In terms of Team Helios, same thing, just 4 faults coming forward. Simon McCarthy had 1 rail. Sydney Schulman and Mark Blumen were both clear.
Yeah, as you say, they had a really good round, the Team Helios. I'm not sure if they were going to bet on the Roadrunners beating them into the top spots there, but those are the teams at the top of the tree. But the scores have now been scratched. They are all on a 0 score again. So whatever they achieved in that first round, it doesn't matter now, because the key thing is that they've got through to round 2. So Roadrunners and Helios have been at the top from the first round, but they may well be in 3rd and 4th spot after this second round. I don't think that will be the case, but you never know. And the key thing is that we're trying to get to 2 third rounds, so 2 jump-offs for the medals.
So all the teams have chosen the riders that they want to come forward in this second round, and then the one rider who didn't go is really, I guess, the goes for the gold or goes for the bronze. That they're really the anchor leg, the one that they're saving for the last round.
Yeah, so it's quite strategic in terms of who they choose for the first jump off and who they choose for the second. There are the results from round 1 then. Roadrunners finishing on just 4 penalties and a cumulative time for the 3 riders of 186.82. Team Helios just behind them, 4 penalties again, and 187.90. Eye Candy follow again, 4 penalties and 196.06. The Crusaders are in the 4th spot from round 1 with 8 penalties in 188.39 seconds across the 3 riders. The Northern Lights, Lugano, Trailblazers and Spyco Spies all don't go through to the second round. Those 4 teams are done for the evening. Spyco Spies having a very uncharacteristic performance. We were talking earlier about this quite unique feature of this arena, that we've got this seating area right in the middle of the arena.
Now, you would have thought that it might bother the horses more, but they seem nonplussed by it. I don't think I saw a single horse the last 2 nights even bat an eye. It seemed like Juan Ortiz, one of the riders from last night, had the best time with it. It was engaging the crowd before and after his round. But it's a super neat thing for the crowd. Basically, last night it was first come, first serve. So whoever ran out into the pit, whatever family or fans or kids or adults made it first, they were able to take over the party pit, and they had the best seat in the house to watch the Grand Prix. And there you saw Kean White, who runs the show, with his lovely wife Kelly. They've done an amazing
0
job.
score. No scores are carried over.
from top to bottom.
In this
everything
round,
about
it's
this show
only
is
time
just
that
first
counts.
class. The crowds
3
are having a
seconds are
great time.
added
They
to the
really
time
gear
for
it
each
toward
rail dropped. The 2
everyone who's
slowest
here.
teams advance to the bronze medal round. The 2 fastest teams, though, advance to the gold medal round. Round 3. Here the decider. This is where the battle really comes down to the finish. 1 rider per team, the rider that did not jump in round 2. Here you play the strategy. The winner, simply the fastest from your rounds. Speed puts you on the podium.
All right, well, as quickly as we got through the first round in a pretty blisteringly fast competition, we now move on to the second round. Of course, 4 teams coming forward, and as you saw there in that format explainer, the 4 teams come forward. We try to see which teams are going to be jumping off for the gold and who will be jumping off for bronze. So as you can see from your graphic, you've got another cut line in between 2 and 3. So whoever finishes in the first and second spots, they're going through to the gold medal jump off. Eye Candy, Crusaders, the 3rd and 4th right now. Roadrunners and Helios, 1st and 2nd. But remember, the scores don't count from round 1. Both riders are in the ring. We come forward with the Crusaders first. They've chosen Hunter Holloway to jump first, followed by Nick Delajoyo. Hunter's kicking things off for us first, just 1 fence down in the first round. Eastern Jam is her ride. And it's a shorter course here. Takes us to fences 9 and 10, then this swing back to 11. That upright. Now it's quite a tight turn back to the PFAF fence at 3. We then go left-handed again to the Calladay upright at 4. And then we head back through the centre of the arena. Quite a big run down here across the middle of the ring to 5B and C. And then we have a new fence to finish. It's fence 14. It was the plank fence. Now it's an oxer galloping towards us here. Great clear round to kick things off for Hunter Holloway. And what a time as well, 36.982.
What a gallop. I thought she was going to jump right into the booth here. She could have done the commentary. She could have joined us.
We've got a fantastic spot here because actually where they jump over that final fence is really heading straight towards us. It's a really exciting spot to be in. But what a start from Hunter Holloway and Eastern Jam.
And I love how they've cleared the ring. There is so much room to run. It's not often that right before a jump off they will take the time to clear the ring, but it just looks like an open field to gallop in.
Yeah, it really does, and we've got a couple of positions in this arena where they've got the opportunity to really gallop, certainly down to 5B and C. There's plenty of space there, and actually really from C round the corner to the oxer to finish. Nick Delajoyo, though, comes forward now with Conthagos, this relatively new ride, as we were saying, but what a partnership already. Clear in the first round.
He and Kristen Vanderveen were the 2 riders that had a specific time that if they were clear and they got under, they would help their team advance, and he was one that did it. That was quite neat. It's like he's galloping and holding at the same time.
Yeah, it really is. He's keeping that balance, but what a rider he is. Comes to the last. Fantastically jumped over that final fence. He's having a little bit of a struggle to pull up here.
Yes, he is.
But another clear round.
Wow, 2 great ones.
Yeah, 2 great clears for the Crusaders. That's got to put them in a very strong position. So 37.67 is going to give them a combined time of 74.65. It's an absolutely brilliant performance, and one that for sure will put pressure on the coming teams. Eye Candy, though, are a team no stranger to this format, and they're no stranger to performing under pressure in this competition. They have 2 riders who absolutely are very, very used to this format, and those are the 2 riders they've chosen to come forward here. They kick off with Amy Miller and then come forward with Jacqueline Steffens, 2 Canadian riders competing in Toronto.
So they keep the same order. It would be Richie Maloney who would come in the next round.
Eye Candy, last year's season champions. They're a little way down the running this year, though. And they are super competitive, so they are absolutely looking for a good result here. They're in equal third place alongside the Northern Lights. But remember, Northern Lights are not in this top 4, so this could be a chance for Eye Candy to put a bit of space between them and the rest of the pack. Amy rides Cristiano, horse with whom she had that great win earlier in the week. She's a great jump-off rider. Now she goes outside that arena decoration, but they've really got to do that here to keep the pace up, haven't they?
You'd think so. I like how she did it. She cut that jump, that combination well to set up her track for the last.
She looks up at the clock. Big cheers from the crowd as well, and 36.83 is her time.
You know, she didn't gallop as fast to the last. I think she made up time elsewhere. It didn't, you know, it seemed like she had a shorter run and she didn't have to gallop as fast.
Yeah, she just came on quite a consistent pace, actually, but I think taking the 5B and C on the angle was key for her. That really saved her quite a lot of time. As you say, she was already on the line to the final fence. Jacqueline Steffens now with Freaky. Second rider in for Team Eye Candy. She's got to go fast. She'll know what she needs to do. Crusaders on 74.65. Jacqueline Steffens trying to keep a clean sheet alongside Amy Miller. Again goes outside this arena decoration to keep the pace up.
She might have taken an extra stride there before the PFAF jump. And she gets the rail. Sometimes when something happens at a jump, it shows up in the next jump, and I think that's what happened there.
She knows that she's got to be quick now, because if another team's also on 4, they could still go to the gold jump off. Her time's 38.93, but a fence down. So we're just confirming that final score for you with the fence down for Jacqueline. Jump off 1, her score is 38.93. That's her final score, so that gives them a total of 75.76. But remember, we don't go for penalties in time, it's just the time, because Jacqueline's score there will be incorporating 3 seconds for the fence down.
Right, so that fence down is not necessarily for faults like it would be in a regular class. It's faults converted, so it counts as 3 seconds in time instead.
Well, 2 teams left to go in this second round. First of those is going to be Team Helios. They come forward with this fantastic lineup of riders. Sydney Shulman and Mark Blumen coming forward for them. And that is the order that they're going to jump in. So Sydney Shulman will come first with Classic Penny. That really, really fast rounds to kick things off in the first round. But nothing, of course, carrying forward in this competition. She's just got to go as fast as possible. Keep the fences up ideally, because we don't want to be slower than 75.76, because if you keep an eye on the time of Eye Candy and where that cut line is, that's where they want to be above. Great turn back there. Again, she's going outside this line. I would have expected a few riders to take the inside line there, but they're perhaps just keeping the pace up rather than going for the tighter turns. It depends what suits their horses. Gets the speed up now to the last.
Oh!
Lets her take a bit of a pull. The 36.59 is her time. And nothing to add, because of course no fences down, so 36.59. It's our best score yet.
Sydney has not spent much time in the ring tonight. She's been so fast. She's in and out. What a trip for her in Classic Penny. Just an awesome showing for that pair tonight.
Yeah, they've jumped fantastically here already. we do a little quick bit of maths.
You're in charge of math.
The time that Mark Blumen now needs to beat is 39.17, so he's got to be faster than that if he has the fences down. If he had one down, he'd need to be faster than 36.17, bearing in mind the potential 3 to add for a pole. So that's what he's got to do to keep them ahead of Eye Candy and keep them heading into the gold medal jump off.
Yeah, keeping it to faults converted keeps everyone in it, because even if you get a rail, you have the potential to be fast enough to make up those 3 seconds. He's pulling up a little to set up this double.
Takes a bit of a pull now. Safely over the last, and his time is 38.42. We'll wait for your graphic to update, but that should be faster. Yep, so Helios takes second spot. Their cumulative time now is 75.01. Eye Candy drop into third and drop out of the gold jump off. They drop into the bronze jump off. So the Roadrunners are the last team to go. They could drop Team Helios into the bronze jump off.
But the Crusaders are guaranteed to go on for a chance at gold.
Absolutely.
So that's one thing that's been decided.
What a fantastic result for the Crusaders as well, because they're actually sitting in 7th in the season standings as well. So this could really shake things up.
And they were first to go because of reverse order. So they were the team, again, definitely helped by the fact that it was a clean slate, nothing carried over.
Definitely. The Roadrunners are the final team coming forward in this competition in this second round. Their riders in order in this second round will be Kristen van der Veen and Alec Lawler. Kristen rides Bull Run's Faustina de Tilly. Alec rides 4 gold. Both of these riders jump clear in the first round. They leave that third jump off, the third round, the second jump off to Caitlin Campbell.
I was just going to say, so yes, they leave it for Caitlin Campbell. She would be the one who gets to go for gold if they make it.
Kristen was fast in that first round as well. 57.59 was her time. She really used this horse's big stride. Let's see what she does here. No, she's going
She also
outside.
goes around.
But this is a horse who I think would like to keep the pace up, keep the rhythm up. That's what would suit this horse rather than the tighter turns. As we were saying, big striding horse. Oh, what an angle.
She really sliced it.
Yeah.
We'll see how much that helps her time as she really leans into the timer.
36.55 is
fast.
Kristen's time. That is fast. But she didn't look to be in too much of a rush in some parts of it.
No, she really didn't. Her track helped her make up time for sure.
Definitely. Very, very cleverly done. She was already giving the horse a pat before she'd gone through the timer. Just lovely to see. Fantastically done. So it is now down to Alec Lawler.
We're already down to the final horse of the second round. This jump off has been so quick. Don't blink, you might miss something.
So
I love how his number's 00, which would be no faults.
Well, let's see. It clear in the first round could well be a double clear. He needs to be under 38, basically under 38 seconds.
Which is clearly doable. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
But again, so that would be a fault. 3 seconds. I guess he can still continue, right?
Actually, it's just the time. He's just
right.
adding time because if you see the clock didn't stop, so he's just carrying on.
The clock doesn't stop.
We'll just confirm the final score when Alex finished. But oh, what a shame for the Roadrunners. That could be very costly indeed.
Oh, and they were set up in such a good position.
Really good to the last as well. Alec Lawler stops the clock.
Well, they didn't stop. Oh, there they go. It goes back to 50.06. So that is such a shame. So unexpected for a horse and rider that have been clear on so many trips.
Yes, such a shame. It gives the Roadrunners 86.61. Having said that, once again, we're going to scratch these scores. So what's going to come next will be 2 final jump-offs. We'll have a jump-off for gold, we'll have a jump-off for bronze. Jumping off for gold will be Team Crusaders and Team Helios. Helios are on fire in this competition so far this season, so those two are going head-to-head for the first and second spots. Eye Candy and Roadrunners will go head-to-head for the bronze medal. That's how it's going to work. This score will be discounted. It's simply a head-to-head between 2 riders to see who will come out on top. 1 for the bronze medal and 1 for the gold.
Pretty incredible that Team Helios has a chance to win its 3rd straight Major League Show Jumping competition, a $255,000 team competition here tonight at Angel Stone. And because Sid and Mark Blumen have already gone, it's up to Simon McCarthy on Gotcha for Helios. And for the Crusaders, it's up to Callie Schott and Charlie.
As you say, it was so incredibly quick in that second round as well. Nick Della Gioia kicking things off for us. And then followed by Team Eye Candy, Jacqueline Steffens, again having a very good round, but just clipping that Caliday fence to have that down. Team Helios going extremely well once more, but the Roadrunners sadly not quite their day. So they are in 4th place after the second round, but that means that they're going to jump off for 3rd.
Still could be on the podium.
Yeah, absolutely. Their final rider will be Caitlin Campbell, and she rides Paulina Delesco, who absolutely can be such a fast horse over the ground. She just had 1 fence down in round 1. But Caitlin will be riding for the Roadrunners. For Team Eye Candy, we'll have Richie Maloney coming forward. Team Helios will see Simon McCarthy come forward for the gold medal jump off, and the Crusaders leave it down to Callie Schott.
Simon McCarthy was a part of the winning team in Traverse City for Team Helios, so he has a chance to be the anchor leg on back-to-back wins.
Yeah, he does indeed. I mean, Team Helios, I think what's been so impressive about them as a team is the fact that they've had back-to-back wins with entirely different lineups.
Right.
So it just shows the depth of their squad, shows how impressive they are and how consistent, and the fact that there's no weak link in their team.
Carl Cook, who is well known on the West Coast, a California rider who has ridden so much internationally in the last couple of years, was on that team with Mark and Simon in Traverse City. So I'm sure he's watching, or he'll watch at some point to see his teammates with a chance for gold again.
Yeah, for sure. Of course, Team Helios also headed up by Ashley Bond. Ashley was watching from the FEI World Championships in Herning in Denmark when Team Helios took their last win. They said that their phones had been buzzing constantly with Ashley wanting to know how they'd got on. She'd been watching live in the middle of the night from Denmark, make sure that she knew what was going on there. Such a fantastic team manager for them, and a great competitor for the team as well. She's a fast rider too.
Less than half a second separating the Crusaders and Helios, which is amazing. With the track this big, to be separated by half a second always amazes me in show jumping, how it comes down to hundredths of a second.
Yeah, it's really outstanding, and as we were saying earlier, there were a good few places around this course where the riders could really gallop to the fences. They could gallop to the last, they could gallop to the double at 5. There were quite a few places where you might have expected quite different times, but as you say, to come out with such a similar time is really pretty impressive.
So we should mention that the track in this jump off for the gold medal, and then the second place team would be silver, and then the bronze medal jump off is the same track that the last round had ridden.
Exactly, it's the exact same round, so we'll have the bronze medal jump off first, followed by the gold medal jump off.
So it'll be Eye Candy and the Roadrunners who will go first. Those two riders head to head. The winning team will take bronze, and the fourth place team will take some points. And then it'll be the Crusaders against Helios and the two riders there for the gold medal.
Yeah, exactly. So As we've been saying, you know, it's a really crucial part of the season. It's a crucial stage. Crusaders have been in 7th place, so this could really see them climb the ranks. Team Helios are right at the top, so they're going to either have maximum points or points for second, and that's pretty crucial as well. I should think we might see Team Helios extend their lead, of course, because their closest rivals were Spy Coast Spies, but Spy Coast Spies will be finishing in 8th, so getting minimum points here. Eye Candy, though, were in equal 3rd. They're going to be 3rd or 4th here again, so again they're going to add to their tally, which I would think is going to perhaps put them against ahead of their closest rivals, in fact, and keep them perhaps in 3rd spot in the overall season standings. But it's all to play for. So here we have the bronze medal jump off. The riders competing for the teams will be Richie Maloney. Richie rides Roxy Music for Team Eye Candy, and for the Roadrunners, Caitlin Campbell comes forward with Paulina Delesco. Caitlin Campbell will be the first rider out, kicking things off for us in this bronze medal jump off.
So because they're in the 4th position, they'll go first. Eye Candy has the opportunity as the higher ranked team to know what he has to do, I guess. That this way Richie Maloney knows what he's up against. So that's an advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. I should think, actually, you know, speaking about what he's up against, I wouldn't think that anybody would particularly like to be up against Paulina Delesco. I really do think this is such a talented horse, and one with whom Caitlin's had some fantastic results. Very athletic horse. Just had the 1 fence down in the 1st round. Now she's the key rider for the team to try to get them on the podium. Again, it's run in the same way as that first jump off, so a fence down will add 3 seconds to their time. We're not going for penalties in time, we're just going for a time, including 3 for a potential knockdown. Caitlin takes quite a pull here to the double. She's at 31 seconds already.
Oh, when the final fence comes down as she shakes her head, you know she was just trying to get the best time she could.
Such a shame. I could hear some members of the crowd cheering her on as well to the last, and she did gallop a little bit for it, but unfortunately that back rail just falling, just didn't quite get the distance. And so that means that Caitlin's final score will be 40.23.
They just add 3 seconds for the rail, so it would have been 37.23. It's 40.23. That's her final score, and we'll see how that holds up against Richie Maloney, who's riding for Eye Candy. A chance to get on the podium and a bronze medal tonight.
If you look down the times for the rides in the first jump off as well, actually they've all, of course, bar the ride of Alec Lawler, who had that unfortunate refusal, they've all actually been faster than 40 seconds. So arguably Richie Maloney might think that a time sub 40 might be achievable. He wants Eye Candy to get the 3rd place. He wants that bronze medal. He wants a place on the podium for the team. He is the substitute as well, so it's really coming down to it for him. First appearance for the team. Perhaps you might see him be a member of the team fully in 2023.
Well, if he helps them get to 3rd place here, they're going to talk him into it, I'm sure.
Great team rider, again, tucks closely to the team arena decoration.
Oh, we got a rub there, but that might just be good to just remind the horse where the poles are. He got away with it, no problem.
Quite a bit of height through the double,
He is
you know.
galloping.
Oh, what a round!
Not taking any chances on getting close to the time. He did it. 36.98. That was fantastic.
Absolutely brilliant. So that means that Team Eye Candy will take 3rd spot. It means Roadrunners will take 4th. Eye Candy are on the podium. So many podium finishes for that team in 2021. It was absolutely outstanding. They were really, you know, pretty head and shoulders above some other teams. I think, you know, it was quite a battle towards the end of the season, but Eye Candy last year finished on 80 points. Crusaders were actually in second on 60.
So that's a great night for Eye Candy. Back on the podium, feeling better about themselves. They put in some great rounds. Well deserved.
Yeah, super well deserved. We go now from Eye Candy to our current season leaders. So in the gold medal jump off, we have got Simon McCarthy and Gotcha for Helios. And then representing the Crusaders, it's Callie Schott with Charlie. Callie, plenty of good rides for her at the moment. Charlie is the choice for this gold medal jump off, but Simon McCarthy will go first with Gotcha. He had one fence down in the first round. Now he's the nominated rider to take part in this gold medal jump off. Oh, this is a good turn back. Ooh, a little bit of a slight hesitation at fence 3, the PFAF fence.
It's not rushing. Now he might.
Oh, he was pushing to the end there, wasn't he?
Yes. A light rub, but 36.09 is awesome. Not the fastest time we've seen tonight, but that puts a lot of pressure on Callie.
It really does. I think awesome is actually the best word to describe that round. It was really fantastic. What a gallop to the last as well. You could see he was absolutely driving with his seat. He was waving the reins at the horse, really willing him.
And I'm telling you, there is not much room in the ring after they fly over that final fence. I mean, he did well to make a sharp right-hand turn to stay in the ring. There's so much speed coming down the final line, the final fence, down the line of the ring. All right, and this is our final rider of the night.
Yeah, rounding things out for us for the Crusaders is Callie Schott and Charlie. She's just taking Charlie to have a little look at a couple of these fences. Just had a little look at that final line. As you say, there's not much space after the fence, so it's probably a little bit daunting to be galloping to that, knowing that you've got to make such a tight turn afterwards. But this lady can ride extremely fast indeed, and that's what she did to take that 5-star Grand Prix win at Traverse City. Can she now make it another win in just a couple of weeks, but this time for the team? This is quick down the first line.
And there's no need to do any math. You know the time she has to beat. 36.09 is the time to beat. And the crowd is cheering her on. You can hear them.
Such a popular rider. Great horsewoman as well, and I think, you know, I think everybody loves a bit of an underdog. They'd really love to see Crusaders come out on top here.
She's got the time if she's clear. Oh, she didn't get it.
Outside.
Oh, 31/100ths of a second behind. I thought she had it.
I really thought she had that as well. 36.4, my goodness me.
Team Helios has won again.
3 wins for Team Helios. I mean, you know, you're just lost for words, really. I mean, how can they win 3 legs in a row? It's just absolutely outstanding. They, of course, will stay at the top of the tree. There's the final results for you. It's gold and another win, a 3rd win in 3 legs of this 2022 season for Team Helios. It's 2nd place silver medal for the Crusaders and 3rd place and the bronze medal for Team Eye Candy. They're coming up the ranks. Because last year's season champions, never ones to be discounted. We've got an initial winner's lap of honour here. Simon McCarthy just taking a little bit of a trip around the arena. just letting the audience see this individual victory gallop. He was the winning rider. He's the one that clinched the win for Team Helios.
6 rides for them and just 1 rail in the entire competition.
That's exactly what they did at Traverse City. Only 1 pole dropped across every single round. And I commented on it to them then, you know, that was really outstanding. And I mean, to have done it again is exceptional.
So congratulations to Sydney Schulman, Desiderio, Mark Blumen, and Simon McCarthy. Team Helios does it again. Classic Penny, Gotcha. Their horses were great.
Fantastic lineup of riders, fantastic lineup of horses. Team Helios showing the strength and depth of their squad, showing that they can win with pretty much any lineup that they choose out of their teams. But the final results again there for you. The winning time was 36.09, but 0.31 of a second behind Callie Schott. Seals second spot for the Crusaders. 36.98 was the time for Team Eye Candy, and 40.23 the final score for the Roadrunners. Interestingly, they are very much in a kind of 1, 2, 3, 4 line there, even though they were, you know, separate jump-offs, 1 for gold and 1 for bronze. But that's the final results. It's another win for Team Helios.
And we still have so much more show jumping the rest of the weekend. How about the big class tomorrow night, the big 5-star Grand Prix tomorrow?
Yeah, it's going to be a fantastic continuation of the show jumping this week. As you say, we've got that 5-star Grand Prix tomorrow. We've got an amazing lineup of riders and horses here this week. But we'll take a little bit of a look back in just a few moments' time at some of the best bits of this competition. Riders now coming into the ring, though, for the prize giving. Well, the winning team is in the ring. The arena party and organisers, including Kian White, co-founder of Major League Show Jumping, and such a key face along with his wife at Angelstone tournaments, ready to present the prizes. Team Helios ready to accept their winning prizes.
Kian is so comfortable with a microphone. He's quite the host, right?
Yeah, he really is, and he really gets the crowd going, really gets the atmosphere up here. We've also, of course, got a dedicated DJ here as well, which certainly helps with that atmosphere as well. But what Kian's created is just such a fantastic event, a fantastic atmosphere for these evening classes. Only 3 competitions, only 3 legs of the Major League Show Jumping Series take place in the evening under lights. This is the first of them.
And you can just tell the riders are having a great time. They're having fun. You know, they've been here all day. They're here first thing in the morning to get the horses out. They've been showing in different classes. They have some of them some of them are training, some of them are working on young horses. And they're just still out there enjoying themselves.
Yeah, they really are. They love competing as a team as well, but as you say, just enjoying all of the facilities here, enjoying the win as a team, enjoying the opportunity to compete under lights in this brilliant, brilliant arena. Absolutely beautiful footing here, which has been absolutely perfect. Even when we had quite a downpour on day 1, the footing has remained really perfect, and certainly for these big feature classes, it's been exceptional.
I think that they're having a little fun with some of their compatriots in the VIP tent who didn't make it this far. Some of them are hanging in the VIP tent, and I think these riders are having a little fun with them. Some of the horses have gone for the night, I guess, so the riders will come on in for the podium with their giant ribbons.
Beautiful ribbons and beautiful rugs as well, awarded to the winning team. Winning team, of course, well, generally mounted. Sydney Schulman opting to come in on foot here, as the Major League team guide the 3 teams on the podium towards their podium places. They'll just be getting in position to have some photos taken. Team Eye Candy just now heading into the ring to take their spot. It's the 3rd spot on the podium.
All right, Ryan, what a great performance tonight. In 3rd place, we're going to welcome up Team Eye Candy. Jacqueline Steffens, Amy Miller, Richie Maloney.
Well, as you can see, Team Eye Candy now standing on the podium. The remaining teams will be guided onto their Eye Candy, take that well-deserved 3rd spot and that bronze medal. We then have the Crusaders in the 2nd place. We're just going to hear a few words from the 3rd medal-winning team. Well, we'll leave you with this prize giving. It's a fantastic 3rd place for Team Eye Candy. It's a great 2nd place for the Crusaders, but yet another win for Team Helios. What a fantastic, fantastic performance. We hope that you will enjoy this prize giving and do stay with us for the victory lap. We look forward to you joining us at the next stop, but it's been such a pleasure for Deb Placey and I to take you through this competition. What an exciting evening of sport. Please do join us for the 5-star Grand Prix, which takes place tomorrow evening at 8:30 local time. And of course for the next leg of Major League Show Jumping, which will be in Ottawa next week.
I love this format. I can't wait to see it again, but we'll see you first for more Grand Prix tomorrow night. Thank you so much.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, they battled all the way to the end. They held it end to end, winning the 1st leg and the 2nd leg, and now the 3rd leg here at Angelstone. Your winners, Helios. Helios consists of, from Israel, Sydney Schulman and Classic Penny, Mark Blumen out of Colombia, and Norched Vidi Vindehol. And Simon McCarthy riding for Ireland. A truly international team of all-stars, and Helios has put some serious heat on the pack.
Right, as Marky gets his medal here, I'm going to go to him on this one. So Marky, last year, your pal Daniel Blumen was on the top of the podium quite a bit. Team Helios now has 3 wins. You've been part of 2. What's your strategy in this class? You guys seem to have it down right now. You're undefeated through 3. What's your strategy? And you may have more goals than Daniel already.
No, the strategy was simple. You know, we have a strong group of riders. Thank God we had Sid this week to cover up for the other guys that couldn't come. Strategy is simple. Just try to put good horses, good riders. It's been working out very well. We got lucky in the first 2, but it was really a battle, and I owe it to the 2 guys here. They were pretty fast. I was a little bit slow today, but that's what a team is about.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, 3 tour stops, 3 wins for Team Helios. We're going to take some photos before the infamous champagne shower at Angelstone.
Ladies ladies and gentlemen, those are your winners. Team competition at its best, all working together, and I tell you, Helios is setting an example, is absolutely exemplary, and they're off to the races with the Champagne gladly supplied by 2027 Sellers. And it is flowing nice and cold there on the podium. And Helios is getting quite good at this by now. 3 in a row there. And they know how to pop bottles, and they drink them too. They'll be welcoming everybody back up into VIP tonight. And it will be quite an after party there as we set the stage for tomorrow night's 5-star Grand Prix featuring defending champion Matt Cohn back here with Zaya DeSun. Giovanni will be cheering on to the Canadians tomorrow night, same time, 8:30. Good night. All right, Motaz, it's over to you, and let's get the party started up in the VIP and have a few drinks before the end of the night.
And ladies and gentlemen, let's send off Team Helios. One final lap of honor. 3 tour stops, 3 wins. Team Helios.